How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Fantasy Baseball Dynasty podcast. I'm your host, Keith Demolder. Week 1 is in the books officially, and it was a tough week. It was a tough week for the Bahds, I'm not going to lie. A Week 1 loss. The Bahds losing to Team Nick, the Commish, despite our best efforts, beating us by over 70 points, unfortunately. So it was a tough first week. Not the way you want to start off the season for the Bahds, but indeed, it's only the first week. But hey, baseball is back. It was a short week, so not really, almost like half a win, honestly. I know Nick. He'll take his 1-0 fair and square. We'll give him the credit for that. But we're just better when it comes to long weeks. He'll take the short weeks. We'll win the long weeks. That's all I have to say. But I digress. At any rate, welcome to another edition of the podcast. And so, week 1 already in the books in terms of fantasy, but the first week of the MLB season kind of still in progress right now. It has been just a very strange week, I will say. Like, opening day wasn't even really opening day because you had around a quarter of the teams not even playing, and then you had random days off on the weekend. I mean, the Padres not playing on Military Sunday. Very strange. So let's get into it. Some general MLB thoughts that I have. Like I said, just a very weird schedule. I think that if you want to have like an opening night, kind of like the NFL does, where they have that like really big matchup on NBC on whatever it is, like the Thursday before the season starts, fine. That's fine by me. Whatever you want to do, make it a special thing. Sure, not a big deal. But I think that the way they did it with Netflix, and it was Yankees and Giants, and then the next day, not even all the teams were playing, and then you had teams that were off on Saturday, teams that were off on Friday, teams that didn't play Thursday. I just didn't like it. I mean, there needs to be baseball every single day. When it's opening day, it is opening day. None of this, half the team's playing here, half the team's playing there bullshit. Like that's not how baseball goes. I would rather you guys have waited until Friday to have opening day and have everyone play and do a Thursday night game than to do a weird Wednesday night game and then have half the teams playing, half the teams not. Just didn't feel right this year, especially fantasy-wise. Just made things a little bit strange, but I digress. Baseball season's back. I'm super excited. I've been waiting months for this. I've been checking prospect rankings left and right. Been doing projections. Obviously, been doing plenty of the pods, but now the season's here. The pod is here, and I'm excited that you guys are joining us. Not just for all the pods that we've had up until this point, but this is the grind now. So from here till playoff time, I'm going to be uploading a podcast at least once a week. I'm recording this technically Monday morning at 1 in the morning, but it'll be a Sunday night, Monday morning type of deal. So whether we go live with someone from the league or something like that, I'm going to make sure to post every Sunday, Monday that you'll at least have a video on Monday morning. So just want to say that. At any rate, something that we saw over the week that was wild was just how goated this rookie class is. I mean, this class just went absolutely berserk. Chase DeLauder leads the league with 4 home runs. Granted, yes, it was, he only has 5 RBIs, but still, a ton of production from him playing the Mariners. Never easy to score runs on a team with that good of pitching. Murakami, a couple of home runs himself. McGonigal had a hell of an opening day. Sal Stewart, Owen Casey, J.J. Weatherholt, Okamoto, Carson Benj, Carter Jensen, Justin Crawford, Division De Los Santos, T.J. Rumfield even for the Rockies. Like, every single hitter on the rookie class has been going absolutely berserk, and I love it, number one. I mean, I love prospects. Unfortunately, none of our guys really, not a lot of guys got called up from our team anyway. Carson Williams, if you want to call him a prospect, he does have minors eligibility. He's been having a good couple of days to start the year. But, yeah, just an awesome thing to see just how good the rookie class has been. And it's going to be a very tight Rookie of the Year race. A big thing that we'll say, I mean, in the pod, but also throughout the start of the year, is the fact that it is the start of the year. I mean, we saw plenty of guys go absolutely off that probably are not going to continue that pace. I doubt that Chase DeLauder is going to continue his torrid pace for the entire season. He will have slumps. I mean, we saw with Chrissy Campbell last year going absolutely berserk, going, hitting 300, going for extra base hits, plenty of that stuff, and then just tanked. So I like what I see from the rookies, but I understand also that this is not always going to be sustainable. And I love it. I would love it to be, but unfortunately, that's not baseball. So, at any rate, getting back to it, the rookie class absolutely goated, and starters for some reason were just absolutely terrible this week. Most of the Bahds starters were not ideal. Paul Skeens going for -19. Who saw that coming? That was ridiculous. Logan Webb -6. Nick Pivetta, our dog, -14. Matt Boyd at -6. Kyle Rangitz -6. Evaldi -2. Imai -3. Flaherty, who I'm not really that shocked. I mean, he is a good starter, but he's had a tough fantasy stretch lately. -2. Shane Smith at -9. Mikey Burrows also got lit up. -3. Mick Abel -13. Again, these are. I mean, Abel I know wasn't a starter technically. But yeah, just a weird opening week where the starters just got absolutely lit up, and these are good pitchers. Paul Skeens obviously Cy Young, best pitcher in the league, right? So very strange to see, kind of the hitters of the rookie hitters go off, and then the starters just have tough weeks. So it will correct itself. That will happen, and these rookies are going to strike out. It's going to happen just at some point. Maybe not off the jump. But yeah, final note is just kind of some of these like random hitters going absolutely bananas. I mean, the fact that Luke Raley had 3 straight homers in 3 straight games, very strange. Jake Berger, a couple home runs for him. Shout out to Bouchard, who had 2 of the 3 home run hitters this week in Brandon Lau and Shane Langoliers. So I'm sure he's licking his chops after a first week win. Just wanted to bring up those general MLB thoughts because I don't know. I love that baseball is back, and it was a fun week. It was a interesting week. I do think the schedule kind of deterred or took away a little bit from the excitement of opening day, but when you had that full slate, it was a lot of fun. So. At any rate, I digress. Getting back to our league, the Winterfell League, an update for you. 1 week is in the books, and we saw some surprises, I will say. We saw some teams that, we saw most of the teams that are going to be in the playoffs, the top echelon of teams, they won. That's no surprise to anybody, but we did see a couple of upsets. So the week 1 recap, let's just take a look at the scores. Bouchard, the top scoring fantasy team this week with 235. He beats Tommy, 144. T-Flow with the second most points with 230.5 with a huge win over Travis. Nate and Zane with 195 over 113. Noah with the the battle of the mid with Joey winning 110 to 90.5. Nick, of course, as we mentioned, beating us 221.5 to 154.5. And then Tyler with a 196.5 win over Mark, who had 134. So those are your 6 matchups in week 1. Now let's get into the power rankings. So, I guess we could go back real quick. But, just taking a look at some of these wins. I mean, again, like we said, a lot of guys just having like really terrible weeks, which was strange, but a lot of guys going off. And so it was an interesting kind of thing where a lot of the rookies that were going off weren't brought up yet. And then guys are like, oh, crap, like they're going ham. We got to bring them up. So McGonigal getting brought up. Sal Stewart, though, for Nick not getting brought up. I'm sure if he did bring him up, we would have lost by more. So, an interesting thing to see that T-Flow was second most in points, considering that last year he was not great. So shout out to T-Flow. I think I've heard the phrase thrown around a lot that T-Flow has a ton of good bones, is what the phrase has been said. So I agree, and it showed up this week for sure. Anyway, going to the power rankings. So ranked all the top 12 teams. We'll be doing this every single week. If you don't like it, you can make a pod yourself. So without further ado, the power rankings. Number one, no surprise, is Zane. So reason that we have Zane in the top team. I know that Al's team did score the most points. T-Flow obviously right behind him. But I think that despite Zane scoring just the 5th most points in the league this week, I think that Zane's team, from a pitching standpoint, has a lot of good pieces and pieces that are going to do better. I mean, the fact that he had Jeremiah Estrada, like he had a lot of guys that should be fine, just have bad weeks, right? Like Jeremiah Estrada, a negative 14 to the face. He doesn't get that. I think he's okay. And to be honest, I'm surprised that he hasn't already dropped Estrada from his squad. But you see a lot of injuries. I mean, DeGrom is hurt. Question right now if he's going to start or not. I think that he will, but that's a thing. But you look at most of his starters. I mean, he's got Edwin Diaz, who 2 saves for him. Ryan Helsley, dominant, and then he has 2 guys who, unfortunately for us, have usurped their, projected closers on their squads. So Lucas Urseg gets the save today, because of course our dog Carlos Estevez got absolutely blown to pieces on Saturday. So Urseg is now the guy in the driver's seat. Which, talking with Zane off pod, who are trying to get him, and he's like licking his chops, like I've been waiting on Estevez's downfall for years, so we probably deserve that. But yeah, Urseg now in the driver's seat. So and then Cole Sands as well. 9 points. He gets a save for Minnesota, whereas our guy Taylor Rogers might have been in the mix, but it appears that Sands might be the guy, and I don't blame him. I mean, 2 Ks in an inning pitched, only 1 walk. That's as good as it gets right there. So anyway, and then we saw most of his starters, again, throw really well. Crochet, Connolly Early, Brian Wu. Sonny Gray had a fine start, not amazing. But yeah, Freddie Peralta, Trevor Rogers, again, the darling of last season on the waiver wire, a 23-piece. So most of his starters did well. Luis Morales had a tough game, 4 1/3, 5 earned runs, not great. Also took the loss. He did have a decent amount of Ks, so there's something. But I think, you drop Estrada, you get up some other guy. I think that Zane's pitching staff is one of the best in the league. Looking at his hitters, a lot of just solid play. Francisco Lindor, 9-piece. Jonathan Aranda, 17. But, a couple guys that he has on the squad that it's a little bit of a head scratcher, I'm not going to lie, like a Spencer Horwitz or even an Austin Hayes. He needs players. I get that. It's just kind of unsure. But again, he's got solid players. Ellie De La Cruz getting 2 is just very strange. Jazz Chisholm getting only 1. A very strange occurrence. That's not going to happen all the time. So I think that, and he's got plenty of guys that are hurt right now. Seiya Suzuki, hurt. Casas, Jordan Westberg, Jackson Churio, all hurt. Hunter Green, Blake Snell. The list goes on how many injuries he has on his team. So I think that once those guys get healthy, come back, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with again in this league. And especially, again, I know that Bouchard had the most points. He's got a good team as well, and I'll get to him in a sec. But I think it's the fact that Urseg and Sands have both elevated themselves to closer status. So now he's got 4 closers on his team. I think that is a difference maker. So we will see. Anyway, Zane, number 1. Number 2, as we mentioned, is Bouchard. And there's no surprise there. Bouchard has been he's been one of the best teams in the league for a long time. That's not saying much, right? Like, I think we've all kind of known that for a while. especially with his trades recently. He's been filling positions that he didn't really have last year. I mean, the fact that now he has Austin Riley and Caleb Durbin to work with in third base eligibility is huge for him. So you look at his offense, and his offense just went absolute bananas. I mean, Shea Langoliers and Brandon Lau combining for 44 points in the span of 6 games, combined, right? Incredible production. He did have some pretty bad weeks, though, from Durbin, -2, Wyatt Langford, -2, and Brent Rooker, -6, that you're not going to see every week. Like, they're going to bounce back. Yordan Alvarez as well, 17 points. So, and he's made some good claims as well. Cole Young and Brady House. We'll get to them in a sec. But yeah, the fact, he's got a young offense. I mean, the oldest guy on his offense, looking at the ages, George Springer, 36, and then Aaron Judge. So pretty talented and pretty young. And then again, as we've seen it time and time again, his pitchers are going to be fantastic. Hunter Brown, Tyler Glasnow, Chris Sale, top tier. Taj Bradley, Jacob Mizorowski, Tarek Skubal. And then he only had one pitcher get negative, and that was Cole Reagans. And that was only really a -6. So a lot of good pitching. Kenley Jansen, Mason Miller, Danny Palencia. I mean, Miller and Jansen got the saves. They didn't have insane weeks, but again, they're dominant. They're going to get saves. He does have Matt Brash on there, which I'm not going to lie, is a little bit of a head scratcher. But he's got good starters. His starters are always solid. And he's got guys in the wings and in his minor slots as well. So whenever they get called up, he'll be able to replenish. So no shock that Al is number 2. Okay, moving on. Number 3 is Yield Commish Nick Beach. So Team Nick, as we know intimately from having lost to him, his hitters went absolutely bananas this week. It was wild. It was something that we really don't see from Team Nick. I know he's always complaining, "Oh, my hitters suck. My hitters suck." And they went off 143 points from his hitters alone, which I think might be among tops in the league. I mean, the fact that, Brendan Donovan, great series from him. He had 21 points. Yandy Diaz, 18 points. Just everyone was just so solid, up and down. I mean, Dominic Canzone, he got off waivers. Brandon Nimmo had himself. I mean, Colson Montgomery, grand slam. Thank you very much for that. So everyone on his roster has been good, save Nolan Arenado, who's on waivers. But I digress. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of up and down the lineup has been solid, and he's got Sal Stewart waiting in the wings, and I think he's going to bring him up, and it's just a matter of time for him. So offensively, pretty damn solid. Now, in terms of the pitching, that was a bit tough. Starters, I mean, just kind of shit the bed like we did. I mean, Emmett Sheehan, Evaldi, Logan Webb, not great performances from them. Reynaldo Lopez with the 14-piece, that was nice. Framber with the 13, Kikuchi with the 3, that was not ideal, but his pitchers, have been solid, as always. Then, of course, he gets the 2 17-point performances from Jeff Hoffman and Pete Fairbanks, which that was tough to see. Miami just constantly in one-run games where they're up at the end of the game. All right, thank you very much for that. I mean, both of them just put in safe situations, which again, they're good closers on. Well, I mean, Jeff Hoffman's on a good team. Pete Fairbanks, not so much, but when you have good closers, they're gonna get points. There's no doubt about that. So, at any rate, the claim of the week, one of them, I'll get to that in a little bit, but Randy Vasquez getting a 26-piece. That was, look back on it, and even if we had made the claim, we still would have lost because I'm sure Nick would have picked someone else up. But that's something you look back, I'm like, damn, man. As we say, should have got that. So, tough to see, but shout out to Nick for making that claim. And, I mean, his hitters just went off, and we would have lost either way. But, if his hitters continue to hit like this, there's no stopping them. So, Nick is number 3. Now, number 4, a bit of a shakeup. Tyler at the number 4 spot. And so, I mean, we've been kind of waiting on his explosion this season, mainly because of just how much talent he has in his minors. I mean, Owen Casey, Justin Crawford. I mean, he's got Dylan Beavers, who's fine. But yeah, Jet Williams in the wings in his minors. I mean, these are guys that are beasts, and he had to call up Weatherholt because Weatherholt's playing amazing. So, really a youth explosion for Tyler. And the rest of his team is, the top of the lineup, not ideal. I mean, Matt Chapman and San Francisco's been awful. But you did get production from like Ryan O'Hearn, Michael Bush has been fine. Jose Altuve had a good game today. Kobe Mayo, Alec Boehm had a good game. But, O'Neal Cruz and Josh Young combining for -6, not ideal. Andrew Vaughn also going to the injured list, which I think does help him. That way he doesn't have to make hard decisions. He just puts a guy to IL. Pitching-wise, he had no guys get negative. So his starters were good. Chris Sanchez at 30. Jose Soriano, dog. We should not have dropped him, but he got 24. Severino, 8. Bradish with the 4. Singer, 3. Yoshinobu Yamamoto with 20. And then he doesn't have let me refrain. He didn't get any saves this week, but his relievers didn't get negative, which is as good as you can ask for, right? I mean, Ryan Nelson is a starter, but Kyle Finnegan, Cole Henry, Riley O'Brien, Ryan Walker, all of them had good weeks. I mean, they got positive, and that's sometimes as good as you can ask for, really. The Riley O'Brien thing is interesting because, we'll get to it when we talk about us, but yeah, kind of a question of who's going to be the closer in St. Louis. And Riley O'Brien has been in high leverage situations, but not necessarily the guy. So I like Tyler's squad from a hitting standpoint. I mean, he also has Bassett and Brian Bayo, who Zach Eflin waiting in the wings as well. Parker Messick also in the minor slot, who is going to start tomorrow against the Dodgers. Not great matchup, so I don't blame him for not bringing him up. But I mean, his hitters have talent, and his pitchers have been pretty solid. So that's why he gets number 4. All right, at number 5 we got T-Flow, and so I know Tristan might be annoyed at me ranking him this low. He did have an exceptional week from Joey Weimer, who just came out of nowhere and has still not been out yet in the season. Outfielder for Washington. But looking at his team overall, the offense not great. I mean, Jesus Sanchez is a good pickup for him. Juan Soto fine. Sal Frelick, pretty decent. But the rest of the offense, the issue, the reason why I have T-Flow this low is because up and down the lineup you see, I mean, let's just say today, right? He had 5 players who were not in the starting lineup today. That's not ideal. And I know, like, Sunday, sometimes it's an off day. You've been playing multiple games. It's going to happen. But usually, if you want a fantasy starter, I know there's, like, the righty-lefty thing, but you want a guy who plays every day. Like, Adley Rutschman, yeah, sure, he's not catching, but he should be a guy like William Contreras, who's at least DHing. If you're not playing in the field, at least be DHing. But that's not happening, and that's a bit of an issue. So the reason why I have him this low, considering that his pitchers went absolutely ballistic, is the fact that he's still employing guys like Isaac Collins. I know I've been very complimentary of Isaac Collins on this pod, but I take it back from a fantasy perspective. And he's got pieces, right? He's got Luis Arraez, always solid. Josh Naylor, Rafael Devers, always. I know San Francisco is going to it's going to turn it around. But yeah, tough offense. I'm not going to lie, a bit of tough offense, especially considering how good his pitching is. Right, Logan Gilbert, Michael King, Nolan McLean, Yuri Perez, Joe Boyle, Cade Horton, Drew Rasmussen, Cam Schlittler, all going for double digits. That's insane. Like, just an insane week for him pitching-wise. And, I mean, cards on the table, T-Flow wanted to trade with us to, get, for like a like a pitcher-hitter sort of thing. And we did not make that trade. But, maybe we need to think about it. I mean, his claim for Joe Boyle, great claim. Boyle with a 15-piece, probably should have got that. And then, of course, his closers getting saves. Millie Pagan, save. Yohan Duran, save. Kate Smith, save. It's got Tyler Phillips and Camilo Doval. And Doval's not the guy, but he does get holds and he does get strikeouts. So, had an excellent week for T-Flow. So, he also has Roki Sasaki starting tomorrow. That's a recipe for a disaster, but we will see. So, T-Flow really showing up one of the best staffs in the league, at least this week. Things can change, of course, but his pitching is pretty good, especially with McLean having the day he did. So we will see. But, yeah, T-Flow, number 5 right now. Incredible jump in the power rankings. Number 6 is, of course, us, the Bahds. Take a look at our roster, and we'll get into this a little bit later, but reason why I have us as high as we do is, because we were 6th in points, as much as, and I think also, the Carlos Estevez negative 23 piece to the face. If we didn't have that, we'd be a little bit higher in terms of points as well. But I'll save the Bahds points for last. So I'll get into that in a sec. But I think I have us at 6 because of A, we got guys on waivers that we have claims for that we're going to pick up. B, we have guys in minors who are going to get starts this week. And we also have guys, we have so many injured pitchers who are like, again, a couple weeks for some, like a month or two away from returning. So our pitching depth will be there. We also have had, we've hit on some closers as well. So I don't think we're going to have as bad of a pitching week as we will next week. And our hitters, were solid this week. We had a couple of double-digit guys as well. So anyway, we'll get into it. But number 7 is Mark. Mark, normally one of the top teams in the league. This week, a tough week for him. Kyle Manzardo went -6. Bo Bichette, -5. That's tough production. He's got great players. There's no doubt that he's got a really talented lineup. And I don't think, like Stephen Kwan's not going to get 4 points for the rest of the season. Like, that's just not going to happen. So, at any rate. He's also dealing with some injuries as well. But yeah, looking at his pitching, just tough performances from him. -3 from Andres Munoz, Griffin Jackson, -11, Garrett Clevenger, -7. So he was kind of trying to hit on that Tampa Bay tandem, and both of them sucked against St. Louis. So not ideal. But, of course, Dennis Santana, excuse me, Aroldis Chapman, all played fine. Seth Lugo, great start today. Bybee, a 10-piece. That's fine. Joe Ryan with a 20. So a lot of his pitchers haven't pitched yet, and that's a little bit of an issue. He also has some hurt pitchers as well. So I think right now his relief situation is not ideal. Munoz and Chapman they're going to be fine. But yeah, the Clevenger, Robert Garcia, Griffin Jacks, Santana will be fine as well. But yeah, I think that other situations, some of his relievers, I think it's like, all right, what is the plan here? Also, Jeffrey Springs, not sure what we're doing there, but either way, I think Mark will be tops of the league. I think just we have him this low right now because of how his hitters performed. And yeah, Jeff McNeil, that's an interesting one. The guy, hasn't really fully, he wasn't in the lineup today, and then he gets a pinch hit opportunity and strikes out. So he hasn't been super productive. I'm sure he'll be fine, but I don't know. That's one of those guys I'm like, I don't know if this is a guy that needs to be on your squad. Also having 2 catchers and Alejandro Kirk. I don't really think that's a guy you like need to be rostering. I mean, we could trade. I don't know. I feel like there's better options out there. But yeah, just a tough week for his hitters, and I think a very uncharacteristic week. So he'll bounce back. I know he'll bounce back. So he won't be 7 forever. Anyway, number 8 is Tommy. So Team Tom this week has had some good performers. Mike Trout being one of them, which, I mean, talk about a resurgence. I mean, we probably all should have got that. We thought that Trout was absolutely Dunsky, but he's walking at a high rate. He's hitting homers again, not striking out a ton. I mean, he did strike out twice today, but still, I mean, he walked, got a single. So I like what I'm seeing from Mike Trout. Mookie Betts also with a 13. The rest of his offense was okay. Not a ton of like good performances, I guess. Looking at his pitching staff, Dylan Cease just went absolutely bonkers. 12K performance for him for Toronto. Anthony Kay with an 8. Not bad. Not bad. We saw McGill get a save. Suarez, I mean, that Atlanta situation is tough. Not sure what's going to happen there. But yeah, Kevin Gausman at 26. Eduardo Rodriguez, 14. Robbie Reyes, 6. But yeah, he had a couple pitchers. Dustin May, -13. Zach Allen, -6. Victor Vanda got blown up, -10. So, and he does have a couple guys hurt. That doesn't make things easier. He does have some guys waiting in the wings in the minor slots right now. So, I think pitching-wise, I think there's some questions for his squad. I mean, we'll see how Luis Castillo and Justin Verlander do this week, but right now, I think the relief pitching situation is not ideal. I mean, Garrett Whitlock is fine, but that shouldn't be your number 1 point getter on your squad. So we will see. Tommy, number 8. Number 9, we got Travis. So Travis has made a ton of trades, ironically, this offseason. He's been like the number 1 trader by far. Munetaka Murakami. Absolute dog, 19 points. I mean, we saw 3 home runs from him in Milwaukee. Just an insane sort of week for him. So shout out to Travis for drafting well there. Rest of his offense, Isaac Paredes and Michael Harris both having good weekends as well. But yeah, a lot of negative. Spencer Steer, who we got for $40, $41. That you could have traded with us. We would have taken anybody from your minors, but $41, that's crazy. Steer might be a guy, I don't know, but he's 1 for 11 this year. So you tell me. Anyway, fine performances. A lot of 2.3s, that kind of thing. Guys are a little bit slow to start. I'm sure they'll pick it up. But pitching wise, Max Fried, a 24 piece. David Bednar, a couple saves, 14 for him. George Kirby, 22. And just like a couple like dink and dunk performances from his pitchers. Kate Savali, 6 points. Rhett Lauder, an 11. Brandon Sproat, that's a tough one. -12, right to the face. 700 runs for him. Not ideal. Sir Anthony Dominguez also blew up himself. -10 for him. Tyler Mahle, 2. Max Mayer, 7. So he's got some guys. We're just kind of waiting and seeing. Clay Holmes, Kodai Senga, Ronher Suarez. We'll see. But yeah, not a ton of promise. With some of these pitchers, I think there's like a lot of. It's just like I'm on the fence. I'm like, not really sure. And maybe bringing up Sproat a little too early. Maybe you could have kept him in the minors. I don't think you had to bring him up. I digress. Travis, number A lot of digression today. Noah, number 10. So, looking at Noah's squad, Noah for days, bro. Again, same kind of issue we saw with T-Flow offensively. Firstly, I just don't know why we are playing Edward Julian in the year of our Lord 2026. Like, we don't need to be doing this. He's 26, that's fine, but he's not a fantasy player. We got to get him out of there. And I know he just picked up Luke Raley, which is, I guess, a better play. I mean, Luke Raley's been going off. I don't think that's going to last super long, but we'll see. Really good performances by Royce Lewis, Andres Jimenez, solid players. Ramon Laureano, solid player. Fernando, uncharacteristic. But yeah, Luis Robert Jr., fantastic week for him. But yeah, tough situation when you have 4 guys in your starting lineup today that all didn't play. Bryson Stott, Brooks Lee, Julian, and Yainer Diaz. That's one thing that I look out for. I know Nick's not a super big fan of this phrase, but it's true. The best ability is availability, and especially in fantasy, you need guys to start. You might get one like maintenance sit here or there, but I don't understand why Chase DeLauder's on your bench still. Like, bring his ass up. Like, he's gonna come on now. Like, you got nothing to lose here. So anyway, that's something that does annoy me. But looking at his pitchers, he's got some talent there. I did really like the Mochinski pickup. Thought that was a really good call. He got 11, solid. No qualms about that. You know, Jesus Luzardo, he'll pick it up. I have no doubt about that. Sandy with the 25, JT Ginn 11, not bad. But yeah, some of these pitchers, again, we don't need to be stashing. Like Walker Buehler, maybe he'll be a guy. I don't know. Jansen Junk, Kevin Ginkel, like I don't know. And I know he had Justin Sterner, who also blew up, so that was an ideal. He's got kind of these names like a Will Vest. It's like, okay, like he's not the closer, you know, or Tanner Scott. Like, these guys were good, but now they just don't have those opportunities. They're fine arms. They're going to get points, but they're not going to get as many points. And I think that's something that you got to look out for. So, yeah, I think Noah has some pieces. It's just a matter of playing them in the right spots. So, anyway, number 11 is Nate. Yeah, Noah got the win, which is a hilarious thing, but not always that impressive when it's over Joey. Nate has some good players offensively. So just want to give him a shout out there. Will Smith, Nolan Shonowell, Ozzy Albies, Wilyer Abreu, Randy Rosarena, Dylan Dingler also had a good week. Jake Berger had a good week. So he's got a lot of guys that hit home runs. He's got a lot of talent. I mean, Eugenio Suarez, Bobby Witt, Max Muncy. These are guys that are going to be good hitters this season. So, you know, Teoscar Hernandez getting -1, like it's not going to last. Keeping Jerkson Profar, I don't think we need to be doing that at this point in the game. But hey, you know, you're going to make your choices, so we will see. Looking defensively, you know, didn't have a ton of guys start, and so that was kind of the issue. He's got like a ton of guys starting tomorrow and the next day. Kenzie Gore with an 18. But yeah, his relievers, again, Brandon Little, Adrian Morejon. These aren't guys that are going to get saves. I mean, not really. Luke Weaver might. But again, I just don't think we need to be employing relief pitchers that aren't like the clear setup guy or like a high K type of player. I don't know. I don't know. Something. I think you could have more starting pitching than what Nate has right now. And these aren't even like top line starters. I mean, Nick Martinez, Landon Roop, not ideal. So yeah, and I know he's got a lot of hurt guys. I mean, Carrot Cole, Merrill Kelly, Zach Wheeler, all hurt right now. I'm sure you get those guys back, he'll be in a better spot. But yeah, tough sledding right now. It's such a good offense, but defensively, someone's got to get. All right, and then sorry, Joey, but you're last in the league in points scored, and you're last in the league on the power rankings. So not surprised there. Zach Neto going bonkers this weekend, 22 for him. A lot of the offense was tough. I mean, Jeremy Pena did come back from injury, so didn't expect a ton from him. And yeah, James Wood also just like not ideal. Alec Burleson did have a good weekend. Chase Mydroth was solid. And then, of course, it's hard to claw back out when Paul Skeens goes for -19 off the rip. But hey, our former dog that we gave Joey, Michael McGreevy, with a no-hitter, a 21-piece no-hitter. So shout out to him. Mitch Keller in 18, Andrew Abbott at 14, Reed Detmers as well with the 10-piece. He had 9 Ks in 4 2/3. So that was a guy that we saw early on. A guy to get, but I mean half of his starters are hurt. That's tough. He's got a lot of guys waiting in the wings in the minors, but yeah, I don't know. Joey, I'm just not sure what the hell you're doing. I mean, why do we have this Brandon Boudoir guy on your regular roster? Like, put him in I don't know. Put him in the minors. Like, you don't need to keep him in the major slot. Like, you can afford to drop a guy if you really believe in this guy. Matt Swanson, -15. That was tough. The issue I have, Joey, with your team right now is the fact that both Cole Young and Brady House, guys that I pointed out that you should have gotten, both gotten by Bouchard and both had decent weeks this week. I know Cole Young did strike out a little bit here or there. But Brady House is hitting well. So I don't understand why you're employing a guy like Josh Smith, who's 28 and not an everyday starter, when you could have a Brady House, who's a former top prospect and a guy that's hitting well this year. Like, there's plenty of young players that can be got, but you're not getting them, and that's really pissing me off. Trevor Larnach, like, why? Why are you having Trevor Larnach on your team? I don't know. If you want to be like the young team, that's fine, but just be the young team. When a top prospect who's hitting well and is available, get him. Like, if you're not going to compete this year, what are we doing? Anyway, I digress. But that has been the power rankings of the Winterfell League. Top it off, once again, Zane, Bouchard, Nick, Tyler, T-Flow, Bahds, Newman, Tommy, Travis, Noah, Nate, Joey. That's the top 12. All right, so moving on here, just speaking general Winterfell talk. The best waiver claims of the week, in no particular order, by the way, because we do have Jordan Romano as number 1, but let's go through it. Jordan Romano, Randy Vasquez, Eric Lauer, Brady House, Jesus Sanchez, Joey Weimer, Joe Boyle, Carmen Majinski, Dominic Canzone, and Cole Young. So, again, we'll talk about our guys that we picked in a sec. But, yeah, gotta give a shout-out to Nick for getting Randy Vasquez, who just went absolutely off. He's been much improved this offseason. I mean, adding multiple miles an hour to his fastball. And dude throws everything but the kitchen sink out there. What, he's got 7 pitches. All of them can generate whiffs. Like, should have got that. Should have fucking got that. I digress. But, yeah, and again, like I mentioned earlier, got to shout out Bouchard for spending the money and picking up these 2 young guys in Cole Young and Brady House. One of them's going to hit. I know that, literally and figuratively. So, he needed corner infielders, and he got them. So, we'll see which one sticks. But, yeah, I just want to shout out Bouchard for doing that. Again, T-Flow's made some good claims as well. Jesus Sanchez, Joe Boyle. Shout out to him. And you're really active on the waivers. Like, those were good pickups. And then, yeah, I got to shout out Nick for the Dominic Canzone pick. A guy, again, he might be platoon just for the righty-lefty sort of thing, but yeah, it's a good pickup for him. He's going to hit home runs. He's going to hit for power. A guy that last year I think he hit 300. So, limited sample size, but that's a guy to watch out for. I know we've talked about him before. So, anyway, that's our waiver claims of the week. Moving on to the Monday morning waiver claims. So these are 5 guys that I have my eye on. I'm not going to tip my cap as to whether we're betting on them or how much we're betting on them, if we are. But these are the top 5 guys I think to watch for. And also, apologies, it should say Brian Baker, not Brand Baker. That's my apologies on that one, folks. But yeah, Brian King and Tyler O'Neill, those are 2 guys that I think might get got more than that. I can't even look at it anymore. But we'll just go back up to the waiver claims. So looking at the waivers, I think that again, it's the first week, so anything can happen, will happen. Emerson Hancock going for 30. I didn't see that happening. I knew he was going to have a good game because he's playing Cleveland, and Hancock is fine. So someone's going to pick, someone's going to get it. Like having a 30 piece, that doesn't happen by accident. That's a good game. Jordan Walker, a guy, oh, hey, Joey, maybe pick him up. He's 23. He fits your role. Pick him up. Spend as much money as you want on him because this guy is good. He's a top prospect for a reason. Maybe he found it out this year. I don't know. It also could just be a first weekend sort of thing, and he plays like shit the rest of the year. I don't know. But Joey, go pick him up. So those 2, they're the top point getters right now in the league. They're available. But, anybody could get picked up. Like a Tyler O'Neill, that's a guy who historically has had, really good streaks. He's hit home runs. 31 home runs in 2024, 34 in 2021. So he's a guy that's going to hit for pop. Last year wasn't super ideal, hit 199. But he's got outfield eligibility. You could take a flyer on him. He's got 12 points on the season. Nothing wrong with that. Brian King, an interesting one because he did get the save over the Angels. And Brian Abreu was shit the bed and, was coming in a safe situation, gave up a couple of walks and then got pulled. I don't think this is going to be a legit thing for Brian King. I think Abreu is still going to be the guy because he strikes out so many guys. But definitely one to watch for. It's maybe Brian King. Maybe that's a guy. Brian Baker as well for Baltimore is a guy to watch out for because, for Tampa Bay. He's a former Baltimore Oriole. But Baker's a guy that, to watch for just because in Tampa there is a huge question of, all right, is Griffin Jax the guy? Is Clevenger the guy? Maybe it's Baker's the guy? I don't know. Jax has historically been pretty solid ERA-wise, but maybe Baker comes in there because, I don't know. Either way, those are the questions. So, those are my Monday morning waiver claims that we're watching out for. But finally, the last part of this is, I want to do this every week where we talk about the 5 moral victories from the Bahds. Because, again, Nick and I obviously we always talk shit. But the main thing he'll talk shit about is, whenever something wrong happens. I'm just a very positive person generally in life. And so if anything bad happens, I'll always try and look at the positive. I'm not going to be a toxically positive person, but I will normally look on the positive side of stuff. Especially when it comes to fantasy. So a lot of times I'll say, I'm like, you know what, hey, we got smacked this week, but at least X, Y, and Z thing happened. So gotta be happy about that. And it's just like, oh, you just love those moral victories, don't you? And I'm like, I actually love them because either A, I'd be super sad and disappointed about my team losing, or I could try and have a positive outlook on it, and I'm always going to choose the positive outlook because that's just who I am. Anyway, so these are 5 moral victories. We'll do this every week. So the first one we've got closers. Thank the Lord, dude. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that any of our closers are the best closers ever because they're not. But I like what we got. We're able to make claims, and these guys got saves. So we picked up Jordan Romano for 20. An excellent pick. I loved getting that guy. He's going to get saves. He's a guy in the past. He was a draft pick. He was a BAHD draft pick when he played for Toronto. sucked, got hurt. Now he's back, and came in a save situation, got a save. He was going to come in a save situation. Then, of course, the Angels score another run, so it was a 4-run lead. He still came in and shut the door. So his velocity's up. He's got good stuff. He's getting strikeouts. So I like the Jordan Romano pick a lot. So he's in there. He's a guy. Clayton Beeter, minors eligible guy we brought up. Excuse me. He's got 10 points. So I love to see that. He got a save. He's going to be probably the guy in Washington, which isn't saying much, of course, but I like what I'm seeing. And then after that, we will not talk about Carlos Estevez because he's a terrorist. We will not talk about him. But after him, we got Paul Sewald, who is, at least what we've seen, clearly the ninth inning guy. He only has 1 point because he just got one out. Excuse me. But, yeah, I mean, he's the closer in Arizona. It's not saying a lot. I'd rather have closers on good teams, like a David Bednar guy on our team. Or like, Ryan Helsley is going to get saves. Or, or like a Mason Miller type guy. Like, or Edwin Diaz, the top closer in the league, right? I would rather have them because, they're going to get opportunities and they're going to have a team that's not going to, blow it. So, yes, I would love to have them, but this is the best we can do right now, considering it's not redraft. So, I like those two, Romano, Beeter, and, Sewald I think will be fine. We will see. Then we got a couple of guys after that. So we got Ryan Stanek and Taylor Rogers. Rogers obviously got replaced by Cole Sands, so that's not ideal. Probably going to end up dropping him. But Ryan Stanek, a guy who technically got a save, and then he got put in a save situation and got totally bailed out by J.J. Weatherholt. Thank God. So that was sketch. Things are still up in the air in St. Louis. I think Stanek's got good stuff. He's got 3 Ks and 2 1/3 innings. We will see what happens, but either way, I mean, it's potential. And I like the potential of it. So all these guys are super old, except for Beeter, who's 27. But, we'll see. I like the fact that we at least have guys. Like last year, we had guys for like a second, but when it came to the playoffs, like we didn't have anybody who was going to get a save. So the fact that we do now, I'm like, all right, this is what we've been missing. So I digress. Number 2, we've got starter depth. I know Nick might laugh at that, but you look at our guys, and I think we have some solid players. Yes, Pivetta played like crap. Boyd played like crap, but we've had some good starts. We got David Peterson with an 11. Michael Wacha, 21. Grant Holmes, yeah, he got the loss, but he also got no run support. 3 earned runs in 5 innings, 4 Ks. Like, it was a fine performance. I'm fine with that. And then, yeah, Aaron Nola, 3 earned in 5 innings pitched, no decision. 7 Ks, I like that too. So, but then we have an Eric Lauer, a guy who picked off waivers, 22 piece. All right, he could be a guy. I'm liking what I'm seeing. And then we got guys that are going to go this week. So, we got Noah Cameron. We got Cody Ponce, in our minors. And then we got Foster Griffin as well. I don't know what Griffin's going to do. We'll have to see. But, and then Didier Fuentes as well. Like, he will start this year. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. But you got an 11 piece today for Atlanta. 4 Ks. Fastball, velocity, amazing. So, I like our pitchers. And then, this is kind of in number 3 a little bit, which I guess we can touch on right now. But, we got starter depth. And Lucas Giolito, whenever he does get signed, is going to be good. I'm not worried about that. So I think we got some good starters. I like our guys. I mean, Fedez was a top 25 guy last year, pitching wise. So I know he's going to be okay. He does get strikeouts. Even if he went 3 innings, he did get 4 Ks. So he can strike guys out. I have no qualms about that. So same thing with Matthew Boyd, like 7 Ks and 3 2/3. So we got guys who got stuff. I'm not worried about them. not turning it around. So, and we'll get Ponce, and we'll play the waivers. But yeah, I guess going into number 3, hurt guys are going to come back. I mean, we got Justin Steele, who might come back around like May or June, which is fine. Strider is going to come back soon. Musgrove, that's a little bit more worrisome right now. I don't even want to think about that, but it's not like he's shut down for the year. He's not done. He's just ramping up slowly. But Griffin Canning, a guy that we could see come end of April. So, and then Ronaldo Blanco's out for the year. But I like that we have guys in the wings. We have plenty of guys that will be guys. I think it's just right now it's not ideal. But in a little bit, I think we'll be back to where we want to be. Number 4, Miners Johns are fun. That is just true. I mean, I look at our hitters especially. Like an Alfredo Duno. That guy, I just love that guy. It's absolute pop. Mainly Sam Antonacci. And this guy is raking right now in AAA. Guy is hitting from... He's going to get called up. It's going to happen. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. And the fact that I think the Sox traded Curtis Mead to Washington, I believe. Like, I think that was intentional. I think they know that Antonacci is going to get the call. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. Christian Moore, obviously, he's our dog. Campbell, our dog. But they're not playing amazing right now. I don't even want to think about them. Zach Cole hit a home run the other day. We'll see. But I think in terms of our minors eligible pitchers, I'm excited. I mean, I know we got plenty of these younger guys like, Jamie Arnold, Luis De Leon, Esteban Mejia, Alejandro Rosario. I mean, Cruz Schoolcraft, who's playing excellent, striking out a lot of guys. Gage Stanifer, Susanna, etc. But I think the guys that I'm looking out for, Carter Baumler, a guy for Texas right now who's got some Ks, but Mason Montgomery. So I know he's only gotten 2. He's allowed a couple of runs, but we saw him make Juan Soto look absolutely silly. He's got a ton of speed, incredible stuff. This guy Mason Montgomery, and people are like, oh, he's going to be next closer or whatever. I want us to be in a good position where we could get closers. So I'm okay with having this guy in our minor slot. He strikes guys out. I mean, 5 Ks in 2 1/3. So that's 5 of his 7 outs have been via the strikeout. That's nice. It's going to play. So it's a matter of time with him. Baumler as well. I know he does have good stuff, but maybe a little bit less polished. I don't know what we'll see from him, but people like him. So I've read online. I'm like, all right, people like him. Ryan Weiss, he's going to get dropped. That's just, we're just waiting to play him in an emergency situation at that point. But anyway, I like our minors guys. I like what we're doing with them. And finally, our hitters have been hidden, mostly. I'm looking at you, Willie Adames, and -4 bum. But I like our hitters. I mean, most of them have been fine, right? Like Drake Baldwin, our dog, 14 points, a couple home runs. William Contreras, 11. But, most of these guys, again, 8, 9, 8, 6. Christian Walker with the 14. Best hitter on our team right now. Geraldo Perdomo, 9.5. Ernie Clement, 7. Freddie Freeman with 6. So, a couple of guys, Pajes, Simpson, Schwarber. I mean, Carson Williams right now with 9 points. So, Herder's been good. They've been hitting. They've been getting hits. Just need to chill on the strikeouts, Kyle Schwarber and Byron Buxton and Willie Adames. So it'll come along. I think hitting right now it's always been a strength for the Bahds. So I think it will likely continue. I mean, Pete Alonso going for 3, it's not going to exist all year. So at any rate, that has been all my thoughts on week 1 of the fantasy baseball season. This has been the week 1 recap of the BAHDCAST. Appreciate you guys watching yet again. Guys, gals, folks, theys, thems, everyone out there, all the fantasy baseball fans. So appreciate you watching and listening. Make sure to tweet at the Baseball Bahds on Twitter if you have any thoughts. And it's been a fun start to the week. We're going to have Tyler on the pod here soon. Just a matter of getting him, he's got a busy schedule, He's when you climb up the Winterfell Power Rankings on the podcast, like people are just going to want your attention. So, I don't blame him. He's had a total bounce back. Same thing with Tiflo, right? So, exciting stuff. And week 2 is upon us. And let's do how about a little preview? A little week 2 preview. Who do we got? It's the Bahds and Team Tom. So, yeah, we will see. Team Tom coming up. Let's see who Tom's got on his schedule. He's got a lot of starts. Oh my gosh. Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's got 12 starts. Excuse me. So, granted, it's Zach Allen, Dustin May. But he's got a 2-star week from Justin Verlander. Pretty good matchups. And Luis Castillo, decent matchups. So he's got some pretty damn good matchups. So I'm a little scared. I'm not going to lie. Gossman against Colorado in Toronto. Not ideal. Yeah, he's got some pretty good matchups. I'm actually a little bit worried about this week. But we will see. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Probably have a preview pod coming up here. I don't know. Not sure. But anyway, that's going to do it for this edition of the podcast. Just want to say thank you again for watching, listening, following along. If you want to be on the pod, let me know. But yeah, sporting the Mexican-themed Padres jersey, because you know me, quarter Mexican, if you didn't know that. So, but yeah, appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.